Okay, anything like that. Okay, and ye shall chase your enemies, and they shall fall before you by the sword. Okay, by the sword. So, basically they'll fall on their own selves. They'll trip their own selves up and die by their own sword, not killing you. Okay. Um, and 5 of you shall chase 100, and 100 of you shall put 10,000 to flight, and your enemy shall fall before you by the sword. So there again, you know, righteousness and full of the Holy Spirit, you'll be able to chase your enemies by tens of hundreds, and they'll fall by their own swords, and that'll be their demise, their fault, because they came and intended harm on you. Okay, it says, for I will have respect unto you, and make you fruitful, and multiply you, and establish my covenant with you. Okay. Well, what do they mean by establish? Good question, isn't it? Well, what they mean by establish is confirm. Or, yeah, confirm. He's going to confirm his covenant with you. How's he going to do that? Different blessings, and allowing you to do what you need to do safely. Okay? And it says, and ye shall old store, eat old store, and bring forth the old because of the new. And I will set my table, or my tabernacle, among you, and my soul shall not abhor you. Okay, which is reject you. It shall not reject you. And I will walk among you, and will be your God, and ye shall be my people. I am the Lord your God, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt, that ye shall not be their bondmen. Okay, well, what's a bondman? It's not like a bail bondsman. Okay, basically, slaving. Okay, basically means they're slave. And I have broken the hands of your yoke. Okay, the bands of your yoke, and made you go upright. Okay, so he's taken our yoke and broken the bands, so that we're not walking hunched over like a bunch of slaves anymore. Now we're walking straight up with our head held high, shoulders back, and our chest out, as proud Christians should walk. Okay, now a lot of Christians that say they're Christians are not walking straight up with a head held high and their chest out, shoulders back, and saying, "Yep, I'm a son of God. I'm a daughter of God. I'm, you know, proud to be a Christian." Why aren't they doing that? I know exactly why. Because in society today, all Christians that try and abide by the Bible, okay, this is the best-selling book ever in the world. This Bible, okay, the Bible. It's a bestseller. But those who actually live by the Bible get ridiculed by the government and society. Okay. Now, are we supposed to go and judge people? No, not really. You know, We're not supposed to really judge anybody. Are we supposed to try and steer them in the right direction? Of course, we're supposed to steer them in the right direction. But once we steer them in the right direction, is it our job to keep on hounding them? No. Once we have steered them in the right direction and they're going in the right direction, guess what? It's up to them on whether or not they're going to follow through with what they have to follow through with in order to maintain a positive relationship with God. And if we can start doing that as Christians and showing people how to do that through discipleship, then guess what? I think maybe here again, we might be able to put the country back on the right track. And maybe the country will be fruitful again. In my opinion, the country's not as fruitful as it should be. What are the penalties, okay, of disobedience? There are multiple penalties for disobedience. Okay. So, I'm going to go through some notes here real quick. And we're going to see what the penalties are. And I'm going to try and give you the National Geographic form of it. That way my video is not long and boring. Okay. So we're going to go 1619. Okay. Here are some. Okay. Leviticus 16. I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror, consumption, and the burning ague that shall consume the eyes and cause sorrow of heart, and ye shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemies shall eat it. Okay? Well, what's going on today? Well, let's see, 1942, I believe it was. The bombing of Pearl Harbor, which was an act of terror on U.S. soil. Okay. September 11th, 2001. Again, what happened? An act of terror on our soil. However, I think the worst act of terror was September 11th compared to the bombing of Pearl Harbor, but that's just my opinion. I'm not trying to disrespect any of the sailors of that time period, people in the military. My grandfather served not too long after Pearl Harbor. He put in his papers, lied about his age, and joined the military. Wow. Don't find too many people like that today. Willing to lie about their age in order to serve a country after it got attacked. A lot of people are like, well, it's not my problem. Well, unfortunately, it is. Because sooner or later, this country is going to suffer the biggest attack it's ever suffered. Okay? Sooner or later, it's going to get invaded. And let me ask you this. If you're a Christian, are you going to be ready for it? If you keep on walking the way you're walking and just going to church on Sunday and that's it, I don't think you're going to be ready for anything. I think you're going to sit there and suffer and wonder and say, woe is me. Where was God? God was there. The real question is, where were you? Where was your spirit? Where was your